5 years of peace. That's what they got. 5 years in that small upstate town with the white picket fence and neighbors who thought Min-jae was just another burned-out corporate guy who'd cashed out early. 5 years of normal. Of Hope's first steps. Her first words. Kindergarten drop-offs and soccer practice and Sunday morning pancakes. 5 years of pretending the past was dead. Then the envelope arrived. No return address. Just expensive paper. The kind that whispered money and danger in equal measure. Inside, a single photograph. Hope. 5 years old. Braids swinging. Pink backpack. Walking out of Mountain View Elementary School. And written on the back in elegant handwriting, "She's beautiful." It would be a shame if something happened to her. Amara's hands shook as she showed him. They were in the kitchen. Late afternoon sun coming through the windows. The kind of moment that should have been safe. "She found us," Amara whispered. Min-jae stared at that photo. His daughter. Smiling. Unaware that a monster from his past had been close enough to take this picture. Close enough to touch her. Something cold settled in his chest. Something he thought he'd buried 5 years ago. "Pack," he said quietly. "We leave tonight." "Where?" He looked at her. Really looked at her. The woman who'd given him everything. Who'd believed he could be better. "Somewhere she'll never think to look," he said. "Back to Seoul." Amara's eyes went wide. "You said we'd never go back. You promised." "I promised I'd keep you safe." His voice was steel now. Old instincts rising like muscle memory. "And I will. But running won't work this time. Yura's patient. She'll keep hunting. Keep getting closer." He touched the photo. Hope's smile. "So we go back. We end this. Permanently." Amara stepped back. Fear and something else, maybe recognition, crossing her face. Because she was seeing it. The man he used to be. The one who'd walked away from an empire. The one who might have to become that person again. Just one more time. "Min-jae," she said carefully. "What are you planning?" He set the photo down. Looked at his hands. Hands that had been clean for 5 years. Hands that had held his daughter. Made her breakfast. Braided her hair. Hands that remembered how to kill. "Whatever it takes," he said. "Look, I know what you're thinking. Part 2. Really? But here's the thing. You asked for it. Literally hundreds of you in the comments demanding to know what happens next. Whether Min-jae and Amara really get their happy ending. Whether Yura stays gone. Whether walking away from power is ever really that simple. So if you're ready to see what happens when the past refuses to stay buried, when a man who chose peace has to choose violence one more time, then buckle up. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me if you think Min-jae can protect his family without becoming the monster again. Because I promise you, this story goes places you won't see coming. Let's go. The flight to Seoul was 13 hours. Min-jae didn't sleep. Couldn't. He sat in business class, Amara beside him knocked out by exhaustion and fear. Hope curled up in the seat beyond her, clutching the stuffed rabbit she'd had since she was 2. He watched his daughter sleep. 5 years old. Already so much like Amara, that stubborn chin, those intelligent eyes. But she had his intensity too. The way she focused when she was interested in something. The way she didn't back down. A flight attendant passed. Korean. Mid-40s. Professional smile. She glanced at him, did a double take, then kept walking. Fast. Min-jae caught it. The recognition. The fear. 5 years away, and people still knew his face. Or at least, they thought they did. His phone buzzed. He'd turned it on against his better judgment. A text from a number he didn't recognize, but somehow knew. "Welcome home, Min-jae. I've been waiting." He deleted it, but his jaw tightened. Yura knew they were coming. Of course she did. She'd probably known the moment he booked the tickets. The woman had eyes everywhere. Always had. Amara stirred, woke up, saw his face. "What's wrong?" "Nothing. Go back to sleep. Don't lie to me." She sat up, kept her voice low so Hope wouldn't wake. "We're in this together, remember? No more secrets." He showed her the text. She went pale. She's tracking us. She's been tracking us for 5 years. This is just her letting us know the game started. What game? Cat and mouse. Except we're both predators and neither one of us knows who's the cat. Amara looked at Hope. I won't let her hurt our baby. Neither will I. He took her hand. But you need to trust me. When we land, things are going to move fast. I have people I need to contact. Old connections. And some of them, he hesitated. Some of them are dangerous. Worse than me, if I'm being honest. Worse than the man who used to run the Baked faction? He met her eyes. Yeah, worse. Because these people never tried to get out. Never wanted to. She squeezed his hand. Do what you have to do. Just come back to us. Always. They landed at Incheon at 6 a.m. local time. Gray morning. Rain streaking the windows. Seoul looked different. More modern. More glass and steel. But underneath, it was the same. He could feel it. The pulse of the city. The rhythm of power and violence that never really changed. They cleared customs. Hope was cranky, rubbing her eyes, asking when they could go home. Soon, baby, Amara said, holding her hand. This is just a little trip. Like an adventure. I don't like adventures, Hope muttered. Min-jae smiled despite everything. His daughter. So practical. Outside, the air was thick with humidity and exhaust. Cars everywhere. People rushing. Seoul never slowed down. A black Mercedes pulled up. Sleek. Expensive. Tinted windows. The driver got out. Korean. Late 20s. Tattoos visible on his neck. He bowed. Mr. Kong. It's been a long time. Min-jae recognized him. Lee Junho. Used to run errands for the organization. Smart kid. Loyal. Junho. You're still alive. Barely. The kid smiled. Organization fell apart after you left. A lot of people didn't make it through the transition. But you did. I'm good at adapting. He opened the back door. Your apartment's ready. Secure location. 6th floor. Good sight lines. One entrance. Min-jae helped Amara and Hope into the car, then slid in beside them. Who's running things now? Junho pulled into traffic. That's complicated. 3 factions. None of them strong enough to dominate. Lots of tension. Lots of people waiting for the right moment to make a move. And Yura. Junho's eyes flicked to the rearview mirror. She's not running anything. But she's connected to all 3 factions. Playing them against each other. Getting rich off the chaos. Smart. Terrifying, Junho corrected. She's untouchable because nobody knows whose side she's really on. Amara listened to all this, her face neutral, but Min-jae felt her hand tighten on his. This was his world. The one he'd promised to leave behind. And now they were right back in the middle of it. The apartment was in Gangnam. High-rise. Modern. Secure. Junho hadn't lied about the sight lines. From the balcony, you could see 3 blocks in every direction. I'll have men posted downstairs, Junho said. Rotating shifts. Nobody gets up without clearance. Who are these men loyal to? Me. And I'm loyal to you. You got me out of that mess with the Busan crew 5 years ago. I don't forget debts. Min-jae nodded. In this world, debts mattered more than money. After Junho left, Amara got Hope settled on the couch with cartoons. Then she found Min-jae on the balcony, staring out at the city. So what now? She asked. Now we wait. For what? For Yura to make contact. She wants something. Otherwise she would have just killed us already. That's not comforting. He turned to face her. I know, but it's true. Yura doesn't waste energy on revenge. Everything she does is strategic, calculated. So she's kept us alive for a reason. What reason? That's what we need to find out. The call came at midnight. Min-jae was awake, sitting in the dark, watching the street below. Amara and Hope were asleep in the bedroom. He'd been thinking, planning, running scenarios. His old phone, the one he'd kept in a drawer for 5 years, turned off, just in case, buzzed to life. One text. Rooftop bar. Signal Hotel. Tomorrow night. 9 p.m. Come alone. Or I visit the kindergarten again. Min-jae stared at it. Then he typed, touch her again and you die screaming. The response was immediate. Promises, promises. See you tomorrow. He wanted to put his fist through the wall, but that would wake Hope. So instead he just sat there, letting the rage settle into something colder. More useful. Amara appeared in the doorway. Can't sleep. She wants to meet. Amara sat beside him. Where? Rooftop bar. Signal Hotel. Tomorrow night. I'm coming with you. No. Min-jae. No. He turned to her. She wants me alone. And I need to know why. If you're there, she'll use it against us. Against Hope. Amara's jaw set. That stubborn look. I hate this. I hate that we're back here. Me too. Then why are we playing her game? Because right now, it's the only game in town. And I need to know the rules before I break them. The next night, Min-jae dressed carefully. Black suit. White shirt. No tie. Like old times. He checked his reflection. Older. Lines around his eyes. Some gray at the temples. But the same intensity. Amara watched from the bed. You look like him again. Who? The boss. The man I met in that hotel lobby. He turned. Is that a bad thing? I don't know yet. She stood, adjusted his collar. Just remember who you're coming home to. Always. The Signal Hotel was one of Seoul's most expensive. 76th floor. View of the entire city. The kind of place where power brokers made deals over $1,000 bottles of whiskey. Min-jae walked in like he owned it. Old habits. The rooftop bar was mostly empty. Too expensive for tourists. Too exclusive for regular people. Just a few tables occupied by men in expensive suits conducting quiet business. And there, at a corner table with floor-to-ceiling windows showing the glittering city below, sat Yura. She looked exactly the same. Beautiful. Elegant. Dangerous. Red dress. Hair perfect. That smile that promised everything and delivered nothing. She raised her glass in greeting. Min-jae walked over, didn't sit. You look well, Yura said. Domestic life agrees with you. What do you want? Sit. Have a drink. We're old friends, aren't we? We were never friends. No, she agreed. We were something more interesting. Enemies with benefits. He sat. Stayed silent. Let her talk. Old interrogation technique. Yura sipped her wine. You cost me everything, you know. The engagement. My position. My father's respect. 5 years in exile is a long time to think about revenge. And yet here I am, still breathing. Because I'm not interested in killing you, Min-jae. That would be too easy. Too quick. She leaned forward. I want you to suffer the way I suffered. To lose everything you love. To watch it crumble and know it's your fault. You threatened my daughter. I got your attention, didn't I? His hand flexed. She noticed. Don't, she said softly. We're in public. And I have insurance. If anything happens to me, a very detailed file goes to some very interested parties. Police. Rival factions. People who'd love to know where Kong Min-jae has been hiding. What do you want, Yura? She smiled. I want you to do a job for me. No, you haven't heard what it is yet. Don't care. I'm out. Have been for 5 years. You came back. That means you're not as out as you thought. She pulled out a folder. Slid it across the table. Open it. He didn't move. Open it, or I make a phone call, and the nice kindergarten teacher gets a visit from some very unfriendly people. He opened it. Inside were photos. Documents. A man's face he didn't recognize. Korean. Mid-40s. Expensive suit. His name is Choi Sang-woo, Yura said. He runs one of the 3 factions that split when you left. He's also the reason my father lost everything. Betrayed him. Stole territory. Left him with nothing. Your father's dead. Because of Choi. Heart attack, they said. But I know better. My father was poisoned. Slowly. Over months. And Choi gave the order. Min-jae studied the photos. And you want me to kill him. I want you to destroy him. Completely. His organization. His money. His reputation. Everything. She leaned back. You were always good at that. Destroying empires. Why should I? Because if you don't, I destroy yours. That nice little family. That daughter with the pink backpack. That woman who actually believes you've changed. Her smile turned cruel. I'll take it all away. And I'll make sure you watch. Silence. You have 1 week, Ira said. Choi's moving a shipment. Weapons. Worth $50 million. I want you to intercept it. Steal it. Frame him for the loss. His partners will kill him themselves. And if I do this, I disappear. For real this time. You never hear from me again. Your family stays safe. I don't trust you. Smart. But you don't have a choice. She stood. 1 week, Min-jae. Clock's ticking. She walked away. Left him sitting there with the folder. He opened it again. Read the details. The shipment. The route. The players involved. It was doable. Difficult, but doable. And he hated that he was already planning it. Back at the apartment, Amara was waiting. She took one look at his face and knew. What happened? He told her everything. The job. The threat. The timeline. She listened without interrupting. When he finished, she was quiet for a long moment. So you're going to do it, she finally said. I don't have a choice. There's always a choice. Not when it comes to protecting you. Protecting hope. And what about protecting yourself? Your soul. She stood. 5 years, Min-jae. 5 years you've been a good man. A good father. And now you're going to throw that away because Yura snapped her fingers. I'm going to throw it away because she threatened our daughter. His voice was too loud. Hope stirred in the next room. They both froze. Waited. She settled back into sleep. Amara's voice dropped to a whisper. There has to be another way. There isn't. I've been thinking about it all night. She's got insurance. Files. Evidence. If I kill her, we're still exposed. But if I do this job, she goes away. For real. You believe that? No. But it buys us time. And time is what I need to figure out how to end this permanently. Amara closed her eyes. I knew this would happen. Knew the past wouldn't stay buried. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Just. She opened her eyes. Met his gaze. Don't lose yourself. Not again. Do what you have to do, but don't become him. The man you were before. I don't know if I can separate the two. Try. For hope. For me. Try. He nodded. Didn't trust himself to speak. The next morning, he made calls. Reached out to old contacts. People who'd gone underground when the organization fractured. By afternoon, he had a team. 5 people. All ex-Baekdu. All loyal. All dangerous. They met in an abandoned warehouse in Incheon. The kind of place that had seen 1,000 illegal deals and would see 1,000 more. Junho was there. 3 others Min-jae half recognized from the old days. And one person he definitely recognized. Park Ji-won. Mid-30s. Female. Short hair. Tattoos. Weapons expert. She'd been his right hand before he left. Boss, she said, no emotion in her voice. Been a while. Ji-won. You look good. You look soft. But there was almost a smile. Heard you had a kid. Went domestic. I did. And now you're back. What happened? Missed the thrill. Someone threatened my family. The room went quiet. In this world, family was sacred. Even criminals had lines. Who? Ji-won asked. Yura. Someone whistled. Low and impressed. That crazy bitch is still around, one of the others said. She's not just around, Min-jae said. She's connected, protected, and she wants me to do a job. He laid out the details. The shipment, the timeline, the players. Choi Sang-woo, G1 said thoughtfully. He's paranoid. Keeps his operations tight. This won't be easy. Nothing ever is. What's the split? One of the others asked. There is no split. We're not keeping the shipment. We're destroying it. Confusion. What? The point isn't money. It's making Choi look weak. Making his partners turn on him. Yura wants him dead. I'm just giving her the weapon. G1 studied him. And after? Yura just walks away. That's the deal. You believe her? No. Then why? Because it's the only move I've got. And because while we're doing this, I'm going to find her insurance. The files she's using as leverage. And I'm going to destroy them. G1 smiled. Actually smiled. Now that sounds more like you. They planned for 2 days. Studied routes. Bribed contacts. Got intel on Choi's security protocols. The shipment was moving by truck. 3 vehicles. Armed guards. Taking the coast road from Busan to Seoul. They'd hit it halfway. A tunnel. Low visibility. Quick escape routes. Classic ambush. Min-jae called Amara every night. Kept his voice level. Didn't tell her how dangerous this was. Didn't tell her he might not come back. How's Hope? He always asked. She misses you. Keeps asking when Daddy's coming home. Soon. I promise. You better. She needs you. We both do. On the 3rd night, he couldn't sleep. Sat on the balcony of the cheap motel they were using as a base. Smoking. He'd quit 5 years ago, but old habits. G1 joined him. Took the cigarette. Inhaled. You changed, she said. People do. Not people like us. We're killers, Min-jae. It's in our bones. You can pretend. Play house. But when the blood calls, you answer. Always. That's not true. Isn't it? You've been back 3 days, and you already have a team. A plan. A target. You slipped right back in like you never left. He didn't answer. Because she was right. I'm not saying it's bad, Ji-won continued. I'm saying it's who you are. And maybe that woman of yours needs to accept that. Amara knows who I was. But does she know who you are? Under the Father Act? Under the white picket fence? Ji-won stubbed out the cigarette. Tomorrow, you're going to kill people. Maybe not directly. But that shipment gets destroyed. Choi's partners will execute him. Blood on your hands either way. I know. And you're okay with that? No. But I'm doing it anyway. She nodded. Good. Because if you hesitate tomorrow, we all die. And then your family's unprotected. So when the moment comes, be the boss. Be the killer. Save the father shit for after. She walked away. Min-jae sat there, wondering if she was right. Wondering if you could ever really leave this world. Or if it was always inside you waiting. The tunnel was called Gwangmyeong, 20 kilometers south of Seoul. 2 lanes. Poor lighting. Perfect ambush point. They arrived at 2 a.m. Set up. Ji-won and 2 others positioned on the north side. Min-jae and Junho on the south. Explosives rigged on both ends. Not to kill. Just to trap. The shipment was due at 3 a.m. They waited. Min-jae checked his weapons. Glock 19. Suppressor. 2 extra mags. A knife he'd carried since he was 20. He hadn't touched it in 5 years, but his hand remembered the weight. Nervous? Junho asked. Always. Don't remember you being nervous before. I had less to lose before. Headlights appeared in the distance. 3 trucks. Right on time. Here we go. Ji-won's voice crackled in his earpiece. The first truck entered the tunnel. Then the second. Then the third. Min-jae hit the detonator. Explosions on both ends. Not massive. Just enough to block the exits. Smoke. Confusion. The truck stopped. Doors opened. Men poured out. Armed. Professional. 12 hostiles, Ji-won reported. 4 per truck. Non-lethal if possible, Min-jae said. Since when do you care? Since I promised someone I'd try. They moved in. Fast. Coordinated. Years of training overriding 5 years of peace. Min-jae took the first guard with a headshot. Suppressed. The man dropped. Okay, so not non-lethal. He was rusty. Gunfire erupted. The guards weren't idiots. They returned fire. Bullets sparked off concrete. Junho went down. Shoulder wound. Bleeding but alive. Junho's hit, Min-jae called. I got him, one of the team responded. Min-jae kept moving. Took out another guard. Then another. Muscle memory. Like riding a bike. A very violent bike. G1 flanked from the other side. Professional. Efficient. 2 guards down in 5 seconds. 8 hostiles left. They tried to run. Realized the exits were blocked. Panicked. Big mistake. Panic made you sloppy. And sloppy got you killed. 3 minutes later, it was over. 12 guards down. 3 wounded. 9 dead. Min-jae stood in the smoke, breathing hard, gun still raised. G1 appeared beside him. Clear. He lowered the weapon. Looked at his hands. Steady. Like they'd never stopped doing this. Open the trucks, he ordered. They did. Crates. Weapons. AK-47s. American M4S. Explosives. Enough firepower to start a small war. 50 million easy, G1 said. We could sell this. Disappear. You'd never have to worry about money. We're destroying it. All of it. All of it. She sighed. You really did go soft. They rigged the trucks with C4. Set timers. 10 minutes. As they were leaving, one of the wounded guards grabbed Min-jae's leg. Korean. Young. Maybe 25. Please, he gasped. Blood on his lips. Don't kill me. Min-jae looked down at him. Saw himself 15 years ago. Desperate. Scared. Doing a job for people who didn't care if he lived or died. You work for Choi? He asked. The kid nodded. Not anymore. When you can walk, run. Get out of this life. It doesn't end well. He left him there. They were 2 kilometers away when the trucks exploded. Huge fireball lighting up the night sky. Smoke visible for miles. Mission accomplished. Junho was pale from blood loss but stable. They dropped him at a clinic that didn't ask questions. Left cash. Drove away. Min-jae sat in the passenger seat. Silent. Hands still steady. G1 was driving. That was good work. Like old times. 9 people are dead. 9 people who would have killed you without thinking twice. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong either. This is the world we live in. The world you came back to. He didn't respond. Just stared out the window. Thinking about hope. Amara. The life he built. The life that was slipping away with every bullet. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Impressive, Yura's voice. Amused. Choi's already hearing about it. He's furious. Suspect's betrayal. You did well. We're done. The job's finished. The job's finished when Choi's dead. Right now he's just angry. I need him destroyed. That wasn't the deal. The deal was you destroy him. Stealing his shipment was step 1. Now comes step 2. No. No. Her voice went cold. That's not an option. You work for me now. Until I say we're done. Go to hell. He hung up. Immediately, his phone buzzed. A video message. He opened it. His blood froze. Hope. Playing in the apartment. Amara in the background. The camera zoomed in. Then panned to show someone else in the room. Hidden. Watching. The message was clear. Yura had someone inside. Son of a bitch, Min-jae breathed. He called Amara. No answer. Called again. Nothing. Drive faster, he told G1. What's wrong? Everything. They reached the apartment in 15 minutes. Min-jae took the stairs 3 at a time. 6th floor. Burst through the door. Amara was on the couch, Hope asleep beside her, both unharmed. But sitting in the chair across from them, smiling, was a woman Min-jae didn't recognize. Korean, mid-30s, professional clothes, hands folded calmly. "Mr. Kong," she said pleasantly. "I'm Ms. Shin. I work for Yura. She asked me to keep your family company while you were out." Amara's eyes were terrified, but she kept her voice calm. "Min-jae, she's been here for an hour." "I haven't harmed anyone," Ms. Shin said. "I'm just here to deliver a message. Yura says step 2 happens tomorrow night. The details are in this envelope." She placed it on the table. "And she says if you hang up on her again, I'll still be sitting here. Only next time, I won't be so polite." She stood, walked to the door, paused. "Your daughter's lovely," she said. "It would be a shame if anything happened to her." Then she was gone. Min-jae locked the door, triple-checked it, then went to Amara. "Are you okay? Both of you?" "We're fine. She didn't touch us. Just sat there, watching." Amara was shaking. "Min-jae, this has to stop. She's in our home, near our daughter." "I know. So what are you going to do?" He picked up the envelope, opened it. Inside were photos, documents, and instructions. Step 2 was worse than step 1. Much worse. He looked at Amara, at Hope sleeping peacefully, at the life he'd built and the monster he'd become to protect it. "I'm going to end this," he said. "One way or another. Tomorrow night it ends." "How?" "By doing what I should have done 5 years ago." He met her eyes. "I'm going to kill Yura." Step 2 was an assassination, not Choi. That would have been too simple. No, Yura wanted Min-jae to kill Choi's daughter. 23 years old, graduate student, completely innocent. The note was clear. Asterisk, kill her. Make it public. Make Choi suffer like my father suffered. Then we're done, asterisk. Min-jae sat in the dark apartment, staring at the girl's photo. She looked like Hope might look in 18 years. Young, full of potential, unaware that her father's world was about to crash down on her. He couldn't do it, wouldn't do it, which meant Yura would make good on her threat. Unless he moved first. He called Ji-won. "I need to find someone," he said. "And I need it done in 6 hours." "Who?" "Yura. Her real location. Not the hotels and safe houses. Where she actually sleeps. That's impossible. She moves constantly. Nothing's impossible. You taught me that." Silence. Then, "This is going to cost favors. A lot of favors. I don't care. Find her." He hung up. Turned to find Amara, standing in the doorway. "You're going after her," she said. "Yes." "Good." He blinked. "You're okay with this?" "I'm okay with protecting our daughter. I'm okay with ending this nightmare. I'm okay with you doing whatever it takes." She sat beside him. "What I'm not okay with is you killing an innocent girl. So if the choice is between that and killing Yura." She took his hand. "Kill Yura." "I love you," he said. "I know. Come back to us. Always." Ji-won called back 4 hours later. "Got her. She's staying in a private residence. Gangnam. Penthouse. Heavy security but manageable. Send me the address." "Min-jae, this is a one-way trip. You go in there, you're not coming out. She'll have 20 guys minimum. Then I'll go through 20 guys. You're not that good anymore. 5 years away. You're rusty. Guess we'll find out." He geared up. Body armor under his clothes. 3 guns. 4 knives. Enough ammunition for a small war. Amara helped him. Checked straps. Handed him magazines. "This feels familiar," she said quietly. "When?" "That night at the hotel. When you protected me from the shooters. You had this same look. Like you were preparing for battle." "I was. I am." She kissed him. Hard. Desperate. Come back, she whispered. I will. But they both knew he might be lying. The building was exactly what G1 described. 40 floors. Modern. Secure. Doorman. Cameras. Keycard access. Min-jae walked in at 2 a.m. dressed like he belonged. Suit. Briefcase. Confident stride. The doorman looked up. Can I help you? Min-jae shot him. Suppressed. Clean headshot. So much for subtle. He dragged the body behind the desk. Checked the cameras. Found the security office. Took out 2 more guards. Now the clock was ticking. Someone would notice soon. He took the elevator. Penthouse. 40th floor. Doors opened. Hallway. Expensive carpet. Art on the walls. And 6 guards waiting. They opened fire immediately. Min-jae dove back into the elevator. Bullets tore through the walls. He hit the button for the 39th floor. Doors closed. Descended. Okay, frontal assault wasn't going to work. He got off on 39. Found the stairwell. Climbed. Listened. Voices above. Korean. Discussing what to do. Some wanted to come down. Others wanted to wait. They decided to wait. Min-jae kept climbing. Slow. Quiet. Reached the 40th floor door. Cracked it open. The guards were positioned around the elevator. Backs to the stairwell. Mistake. He took out the first 2 before they realized he was there. The others turned. Started shooting. Min-jae moved. Combat training overriding thought. Duck. Roll. Fire. 3 shots. 3 bodies. Last guard ran. Min-jae chased him down the hallway. Tackled him. Knife to the throat. Where is she? Min-jae demanded. The guard pointed. End of the hall. Double doors. How many inside? 2. Maybe 3. Maybe. I don't know. I just started this week. Min-jae knocked him out. Moved to the doors. They were locked. Heavy. Reinforced. He had C4 in his bag. Small amount. Enough. Rigged the door. Set the charge. Took cover. Explosion. Smoke. Ringing ears. He went through. The penthouse was massive. Floor-to-ceiling windows. View of the entire city. Expensive everything. And standing in the middle, gun raised, was Yura. I was wondering when you'd figure it out, she said calmly. It's over. Is it? She smiled. You think you're the only one who plans ahead? Behind him, more guards emerged. 6 of them. Surrounding him. He'd walked into a trap. You wanted me to come here, Min-jae realized. Of course. Did you really think I'd make it that easy? That I'd just sit here unprotected? Yura laughed. I know you, Min-jae. Knew you wouldn't kill the girl. Knew you'd come for me instead. So I let you. Gave you just enough information to think you'd found me. Why? Because now I have you. And leverage. She pulled out her phone. Showed him the screen. Live feed. His apartment. Amara and Hope sleeping. Miss Shin is still there, Yura said softly. 1 call from me, and she puts a bullet in both of them. So here's how this works. You're going to kneel. Then my men are going to tie you up. Then you're going to watch while I make you suffer. Slowly. Painfully. For years. Min-jae stared at the screen. His family. Unprotected. The guards moved closer. Weapons raised. He had maybe 5 seconds before they opened fire. 5 seconds to decide. Fight and die here. Amara and Hope die. Surrender. Maybe buy time. Maybe find a way out. He lowered his weapons. Raised his hands. Smart, Yura said. The guards moved in. And then the windows exploded. Glass everywhere. Smoke. Chaos. Figures rappelling down from the roof. 4 of them. Moving fast. Professional. G1's voice in his ear. Told you I had your back, boss. The guards turned. Started shooting. G1 and her team returned fire. 2 guards down. 3. 4. Min-jae dove for his weapons. Came up shooting. Yura ran. Through a side door. He chased her. Down a hallway. Another door. Stairs. She was fast. Always had been. But Min-jae was faster. He caught her on the stairs. Grabbed her arm. Slammed her against the wall. "It's over," he said. She smiled. Blood on her teeth. "You can't kill me. You need me alive to call off Miss Shin." He pulled out his phone. Showed her the screen. Different feed. His apartment. Ji-won's people moving in. Miss Shin on the ground. Unconscious. Amara and Hope safe. "I plan to head too," Min-jae said. Yura's smile faded. "So here's how this works," he continued. "You're going to give me everything. The files. The insurance. The evidence. All of it. And then you're going to disappear. For real this time. Because if you ever come near my family again." He leaned closer. "I won't be merciful. You won't kill me. No. But I'll make you wish I had." She stared at him. Calculating. Weighing options. Finally, she nodded. "Fine. The files are in a safe deposit box. Bank of Seoul. I'll give you the key. And the copies? There are no copies. I'm paranoid, not stupid. Multiple copies mean multiple ways to lose control." He didn't believe her. But it was a start. "Give me the key." She pulled it from her pocket. Handed it over. "Now leave," Min-jae said. "Seoul. Korea. Asia. I don't care where you go. But if I ever see you again, I won't hesitate." Yura straightened her clothes. Looked at him with something almost like respect. "You're different," she said. Softer. But somehow more dangerous. "Fatherhood changes you." Apparently. She walked past him. Paused at the door. "For what it's worth, I hope you get your happy ending. You deserve it. More than me, anyway." Then she was gone. Min-jae stood there. Gun still in hand. Adrenaline fading. Ji-won appeared. "We clear. We're clear. She's really gone?" "Yeah. You believe her?" "About the files?" "No. But we'll check the deposit box tomorrow. See what's there." They walked out together. Into the Seoul morning. Sirens in the distance. Police coming. "We should go," Ji-won said. "Yeah." They disappeared into the city. Like ghosts. The safe deposit box contained everything Yura promised. Files. Photos. Evidence. Enough to bury Min-jae and a dozen other people. He destroyed it all. Burned the documents. Smashed the hard drives. Scattered the ashes. Then he went home. Amara was waiting. Hope was at a friend's house. First playdate in Korea. Trying to build some normalcy. "Is it done?" Amara asked. "It's done." Yura. Gone. For real this time. She searched his face. "Did you kill her?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I'm trying to be better. Like you said." Amara hugged him. Tight. "Thank you." They stood there in the apartment. Safe. Together. But Min-jae couldn't shake the feeling. The nagging doubt. Yura had given up too easily. That night, he called Ji-won. "I need you to track someone." "Yura." "Yeah. I need to know where she went. Make sure she's really gone." "On it." 3 days later, Ji-won called back. "Found her. She's in Singapore. Checked into a luxury hotel under a fake name. But she's there. Alone. No security. No backup." "You're sure?" "Positive. Looks like she really did walk away." Min-jae exhaled. Maybe it was over. Maybe they could finally have peace. He was wrong. 1 week later, Hope came home from kindergarten with an envelope. "Teacher said a nice lady left this for you," she said, handing it to Min-jae. His blood went cold. Inside was a single piece of paper. A photo. Hope at school. From that day. And written on the back. "Asterisk, did you really think I'd give up that easily? The game's just beginning." Why asterisk? Amara saw his face. What is it? He showed her. Her face went white. She's still here. After everything, she's still here. No. Min-jae stared at the photo. She's not in Singapore. That was a decoy. She never left Seoul. So what do we do? He looked at Hope, his daughter, playing with her toys. Innocent. Unaware. Then he looked at Amara. We run, he said. Pack everything. Tonight. We disappear. Somewhere she'll never find us. Where? I don't know. But somewhere far. Somewhere we can start over. Again. Amara nodded. Started packing. But Min-jae stood at the window, looking out at Seoul, the city that had made him, the city that had broken him. And he realized something. Running wouldn't work. Not anymore. Yura would always find them. Always hunt them. Because that's what she did. Who she was. Which meant there was only one solution. He had to end this. Permanently. Not by killing her. That would just make her a martyr. Create more enemies. No. He had to destroy her completely. Take away everything. Her money. Her connections. Her power. Leave her with nothing. The way she'd tried to do to him. He pulled out his phone. Called G1. I need the team again, he said. One more job. What kind of job? The kind that ends everything. I'm listening. Min-jae outlined the plan. It was risky. Maybe impossible. But it was the only way. When do we start? G1 asked. Tonight. Yura's power came from 3 sources. Money. Hidden in offshore accounts. Untraceable. Secure. Connections. Relationships with all 3 factions. Playing them against each other. Information. Dirt on everyone. Leverage. Take away those 3 things, and she had nothing. Min-jae spent 2 weeks planning. Researching. Building a network of hackers, forgers, and inside men. The money was first. G1 knew a hacker. Former government. Now freelance. Could break into anything. Offshore accounts are tough, the hacker said. But not impossible. Especially if you know the banks. I know the banks, Min-jae said. Yura had used the same ones he had. Old habits. It took 3 days. But they got in. Transferred everything. Every last dollar. To accounts Yura couldn't access. $40 million. Gone in minutes. Next were the connections. This was trickier. Required finesse. Min-jae met with each faction leader. Separately. Carefully. He told them the truth. That Yura was playing them. Had been for years. Showed them evidence. Recordings. Emails. Proof that she'd been sabotaging deals. Creating conflicts. Profiting from the chaos. The faction leaders were furious. But they were also pragmatic. What do you want? One asked. Nothing. Just wanted you to know who your real enemy is. They believed him. Because Min-jae had always been honest. Even when he was ruthless. Within a week, Yura was persona non grata. Every faction wanted her dead. Finally, the information. This was the hardest part. Yura kept her dirt in multiple locations. Safe deposit boxes. Cloud servers. Hard drives. But Min-jae had something she didn't. People who owed him favors. Bank managers. Security guards. IT guys. He called in every favor. Every debt. It took 3 weeks. But they got everything. And they destroyed it. Burned it. Deleted it. Erased it. Until there was nothing left. Yura was broke. Isolated. Powerless. And she knew it. The final message came via email. To Min-jae. From an anonymous account. Asterisk you win. I'm done. Leaving Korea tonight. You'll never see me again. I promise, asterisk. He didn't believe it. But 2 days later, G1 confirmed. Yura had boarded a flight to Brazil. One-way ticket. No return date. She's really gone, G1 said. Maybe. Boss, you broke her. Completely. She's got nothing. No money. No power. No leverage. She's finished. Min-jae wanted to believe that. But he'd learned. The hard way. In this world, nothing was ever really finished. 6 months later, they were still in Seoul, but in a different apartment, different district, different lives. Hope was thriving, making friends, learning Korean, adapting the way kids do. Amara had started teaching again, English, at a small school. It made her happy. And Min-jae was building something new. Not an empire, not an organization, a business, legitimate, security consulting, using his skills for good, or at least less bad. He had clients, rich people who needed protection, corporations worried about espionage. It was boring, safe, legal. He loved it. One evening, he came home to find Amara cooking, Hope doing homework at the table. Normal, domestic, beautiful. How was work? Amara asked. Good. Landed a new client. Tech company. They need help with cybersecurity. That's great. He kissed her, ruffled Hope's hair. Daddy, she protested. But she was smiling. They ate dinner, talked about their days, laughed. After Hope went to bed, Amara and Min-jae sat on the balcony. You think she's really gone? Amara asked. She didn't have to specify who. Yeah, I do. Ji-won's been tracking her. She's in Sao Paulo, working at a hotel, using a fake name, living quietly. Good. You believe it? I want to. Amara leaned her head on his shoulder. I want to believe we can have this. Peace. Normalcy. A real life. We can. We do. But you keep a gun in the bedroom. And you check the locks 3 times every night. And you still have G1 watching our backs. He didn't deny it. I'm sorry, he said. I'm trying. But some habits. I know. She took his hand. And I'm not complaining. Because those habits kept us alive. Kept Hope safe. I want you to be able to relax. To trust that we're okay. I'm working on it. She kissed him. I know you are. They sat there, watching the city lights. And for the first time in years, Min-jae felt something he'd almost forgotten. Hope. Not his daughter. Though she was part of it. But actual hope. The feeling that maybe, just maybe, the worst was behind them. That they could have a future. A real one. Hope was 8 now. Smart. Confident. Bilingual. She had friends. Hobbies. A normal life. Amara was running the English department at her school. Loving it. And Min-jae's business was thriving. 15 employees. International clients. Complete legitimacy. They'd moved to a house. In the suburbs. With a yard. And neighbors who didn't ask too many questions about his tattoos. It was everything he'd never thought he could have. One Saturday morning, there was a knock at the door. Min-jae answered. A courier. With a package. Kong Min-jae. Yes. Sign here. He signed. Took the package. Inside was a small box. And a note. I kept my promise. Never bothered you again. But I wanted you to know. I'm getting married. To a good man. A normal man. Someone who doesn't know about my past. I'm starting over. Like you did. And I wanted to say thank you. For showing me it's possible. For not killing me when you could have. For being better than we both used to be. I hope you're happy. You deserve it. In the box was a wedding invitation. And a photo. Yura. In a wedding dress. Smiling. Really smiling. Not the calculated smile from before. A genuine one. Standing next to a man Min-jae didn't recognize. Brazilian. Mid-40s. Kind eyes. Min-jae stared at the photo. Then he smiled. Amara came up behind him. Saw the photo. Is that? Yeah. She looks happy. She does. Amara was quiet for a moment. Then, "Are you going to go?" "To the wedding." "No, but I'll send a gift." "What kind of gift?" He thought about it. "Anonymously, I'll pay off their wedding expenses. Venue, catering, everything. Let them start clean. No debt." Amara smiled. "That's very generous." She gave us peace. Fair trade. They stood there, looking at the photo of a woman who'd once tried to destroy them. And Minjae realized something. They'd all escaped. All found a way out. Yura to Brazil and a normal life. Him and Amara to legitimacy and family. Even G1 had retired. Opened a gym. Was teaching kids self-defense. The past was finally truly over. "Daddy." Hope called from upstairs. "Can we go to the park?" "Yeah, baby. Give me 5 minutes." He looked at Amara. "Wanna come?" "Always." They walked upstairs. To get their daughter. To go to the park. To live the life they'd fought so hard for. And as Minjae locked the door behind them, only twice this time, not 3 times, he realized he wasn't looking over his shoulder anymore. Wasn't waiting for the next threat. Wasn't preparing for war. He was just a father. A husband. A business owner. A man who'd been a monster and learned to be human. And that was enough. More than enough. It was everything. If you made it this far, thank you. Really. This story started with a freeze in a hotel lobby and ended with freedom. With peace. With hope, both the child and the feeling. I know some of you wanted more bloodshed. Wanted Minjae to kill Yura. Wanted revenge and violence and all the things we associate with Mafia stories. But sometimes the most powerful thing isn't destruction. It's choosing to be better. It's giving someone else the same chance you got. It's understanding that people can change. Even the monsters. Drop a comment if this ending worked for you. Or if you hated it. Either way, I want to know. And if you're still here, still listening, still invested in these characters, thank you. You're the reason these stories exist. Until next time.